What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And for today's video, man, we're gonna be doing something a little bit controversial and a little bit unorthodox, to be honest with you guys. And I never planned on making a video like this ever, just because I don't like being negative about a character. But trust me, man, like today has me fired up, because within the span of an hour, guys, I kid you not, like I'm playing my freaking co-op, I'm going through my daily stuff, and within the span of an hour, I see 5 people tier 2 Ant-Man. And I'm thinking to myself, what the freaking hell? Why are people still tier 2ing Ant-Man? And then it dawned on me, this must be a new player, and he definitely just wasted a precious tier 2 ticket. Or at least that's what I thought. So if that's the case, guys, I'm gonna make this video as a reference, and this is just my opinion. Do not tier 2 Ant-Man, guys. He is not worthy of a tier 2 ticket in this state of the game. A year ago, it was justified, and that is why I have him at tier 2. And what I'm talking about is the fact that at tier 2, he gets this freaking passive right here that gives him 87% guaranteed dodge. It's only for 20 seconds, but this right here was great, because a year ago, the idea of Obelisk was still very new, so no one had Obelisk with ignore dodge on it, and no one had freaking abilities or passives like, let's say, Kate Bishop's that give them ignore dodge. So Ant-Man ruled the field in Battle World and Timeline because of the elusiveness given to him by this tier 2 passive when combined with his 4 skill, which is a really long iframe. And that is about all Ant-Man has going for him. Natively, his damage is very low. Like, if you ever hear anyone making comparisons of a character that has really low damage, oftentimes you will hear them throw Ant-Man's name out there saying this character has a really low damage, kind of like Ant-Man. That right there goes to show you that I'm not talking up my ass. He actually just has really freaking low damage no matter how well you have him built up. And the fact that now in this state of the game, a lot of characters have ignored dodge, whether as an ability or on their obelisk because of the World Boss Ultimate, and to take down those guys you need a little bit of ignore dodge in your kit. It makes it so that Ant-Man's tier 2 passive is no longer as effective as it was. Now if you take that tier 2 passive out the fold, and the fact that he only has this one really long iframe right here with really pitiful damage, you can see why I feel like this guy does not deserve to be at tier 2 anymore. Like, I would literally give up all of the gold that I have right now if it meant I would get back the ticket that I spent on Ant-Man. That's how strongly I feel. And I'm not saying this because I hate Scott Lang or Hank Pym, whichever reiteration of Ant-Man you like. I'm not saying that I love Ant-Man in the comics. I think he's great. However, in this state of the game, survivability without damage means absolutely nothing. I say it again. Survivability without damage means absolutely nothing. Every single game mode in this game, as of right now, requires you to complete a task within a time limit. So Ant-Man staying alive for, let's say, the entire 10 minutes of like speed day in normal mode is not going to do anything for you, because you're still not going to be able to unlock extreme mode, because he can't clear it. Like my build for Ant-Man, which is not terrible, he can't clear it. He can't clear it. Even with a leadership, he can't clear it. So right there, that's a big ding for him. He can't clear normal AB, which freaking even Black Widow at tier 1 can do. Kate Bishop at tier 1 can do if you can play her well enough. There's lots of other characters at tier 1 that can clear normal speed AB. So that's out the gate for him, right? World Boss, even at tier 2, he struggles to clear World Boss even with a leadership and decent strikers. He can clear them, but it's going to be a struggle fest, and he's going to eat up the entirety of the time. And there is so many other tier 1 characters in the game that can breeze through a World Boss. So right there, that's a big ding for him. Now let's talk about the game mode that I enjoyed, and I say the word enjoyed, the most before the 3.3, because it's still a headache. Shadowland is still a headache right now, just because of all the lags and freezing and the bug and all that stuff that they brought in by doing the 3.3 update. But that's not what this is about. When it comes to Shadowland, prior to this freaking update, I could not solo a single floor using Ant-Man. I say it again, prior to this update, I could not solo, and I say solo, which means without a leadership. I know other people consider solos to be like, if you use a leadership and just tagging the characters, I don't consider that to be a solo in my eyes. A solo for me means that you're only using that single character to clear whatever it is that you need to clear. So prior to this update, Ant-Man couldn't even solo floor 3, which was the earliest you would get a blast floor. Now that they put the blast floor on floor 1, I actually tested him out today, and he can barely clear it, right? So he uses up the majority of the time, and he actually gets pretty close to dying. Now, listen again. He actually uses up the majority of the time to clear floor 1 while he's tier 2, and he gets close to dying. None of those characters actually have ignore dodge. So the fact of the matter is, the one thing that this guy has going for him, even when the odds are not stacked against him, he still does not shine. And I don't want to brag on him too much, because I know a lot of you guys may really love Scott Lang, but trust me guys, build him up, but do not tier 2 him, because as of right now, he's not worth it. And look at my build, guys. I will show you guys my build. You can see for yourself, he has 10,000 physical attack, which is not necessarily anything out of the water. Like, all his gears are obviously rolled by Netmarble, so they're rolled in a way that can't really be messed up, right? He has a freaking attack ISO set, which is what you want for him, because anything else, and you can't do anything with him at all, okay? Right here, this is probably the only thing on his freaking build right now that would make him a little bit better offensively if this was changed to, like, let's say a damage proc. But at the same time, if I did that, that's not going to take him from being able to clear floor 1 to being able to clear floor 3. He probably still isn't going to be able to clear floor 3. So that's going to be a wasted damage proc. So I just put this on him because Battle World is about the only place that I use him. His uniform is clearly still freaking normal, and it will never be ranked up unless he gets a rework, okay? I'm not demanding a rework for him because no one really cares about him like that anymore. So if you guys care about Ant-Man, maybe you should light a fire under Netmarble's belly, man, and let these guys actually revisit Ant-Man and see that his tier 2 passive is outdated and they need to add some damage to his skin. But that's just my opinion. Take a look at my floor 1 clear, and then you guys can see for yourself. If you think I'm being completely unreasonable and you think Ant-Man is a great character that can do a ton of stuff, which, listen to me guys, I'm not saying he can't clear world bosses. I'm saying that he's gonna take the majority of the time to do it, and you're gonna need strikers, and he has to be tier 2 to do it, while we have, like, I would say like 80 other characters in the game that can freaking solo a world boss at tier 1. Okay, I don't want to run this one on too long, man, but let me know what you guys think, man. If you think Ant-Man is way better than I'm saying, maybe I don't have him built right. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys the details page too, man, because his details is actually not terrible either. Like, sure, I could use some more ignore defense, but I have decent crit damage, decent crit rate, a lot of freaking attack speed. So yeah, skill cooldown is obviously maxed out. So I don't know, man. I don't know what else I can do with this guy to make him a better character. Maybe you guys can give me some insight if you guys have like the rank 1 Ant-Man in the world that can do everything, okay? Because I'm just fired up right now, man. Alright guys, so for the entirety of this fight right here, since Ant-Man is tier 2, we're gonna be testing out his survivability, and all we're gonna be doing is pushing for damage. That is it. Because if I have to spend time in here running around trying to evade stuff, then that right there effectively means that his tier 2 passive is garbage. Okay? That's what it means to me. Because he shouldn't have to run away in a fight when he is given, or rather he's supposed to have really good survivability to make up for the fact that he has really low damage. So you guys will see for yourself. Now, as you guys can see, he just took 30 seconds to take out one character, right? Okay. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I've put up a lot of solos where characters can solo floor 1 in like a minute or less, and they're tier 1, right? This is the first tier 2 character that I've used, I think, ever to solo floor 1. And he's already taken over a minute, and he's taking a beating already. And I'm sorry if I sound really like mad right now, guys. I just feel really bad when I see characters get tier 2'd by people who I assume to be new to the game. Like, I don't care if you're like an older player, like, and you have a really decked out roster and you tier 2 Ant-Man. That doesn't bother me, but I just feel really freaking bad when I see newer players or like I said, people who I think are newer players tier 2ing characters that I know, like, in my heart are not really good, because then they're gonna be out of a freaking ticket or out of a lot of materials that they farmed their asses off for, and they're not gonna be able to get anything out of that character. Like, look at that, guys. Almost a full time. Well, not almost a full time, like 2 minutes and 5 seconds. He's tier 2, guys. So if you guys have the best Ant-Man in the world, man, let me know how I can make this guy better for me, because having him at tier 2 to me means that I definitely have to get something out of him. Otherwise, it's literally an eyesore to look at him in my freaking roster. Like, that's how I feel about it. And that's all I have to share for this one, guys. Sorry if it seems like I'm really pissed off. I'm just like, I'm fired up right now, man. Let me know how you guys feel about Ant-Man, though. If you think he's great, give me some pointers, guys, because God knows I need them. And I'm out, boys.